Good morning and welcome to the Monday edition of the program Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. Today on Monday, June 22, 2020, where they bring the program come to you this Monday morning. Mina Asma James.
And Mina Mabel Kaba, good morning. Inside this Monday edition of the program Good Morning Salone, the line manager and the Lumley support. Sorry, I'll go over the headline again. Inside this Monday edition of the program Good Morning Salone, the line manager and the family support units na Lumley Police Station, Inspector Mariatu Rashid, don't confirm to Radio Democracy say 4 people dey now with police for sake of one 5-year-old girl pikin where they allege say then rape we make he end up die.
We get 4 alleged suspects presently in custody, so we don't get all the statements in there and more evidence they unfold.
Major Alfred Paulo Conte don't talk na High Court inside an alleged treason case say he not been get any plan for kill President Bio the time where he been go na State House. And today inside the program, the Commissioner and the AntiCorruption Commission, Francis Ben Kaifala, they can talk about waiting ACC don't they do inside the past 2 years where he be Commissioner day.
Well, this and plenty other reports then plus the mayor for the Freetown City Council, Livona Kesoya, say council don't reduce property rates fee from 15% to 5%. We go dey so till September 30 this year because of the coronavirus. Remember, say they listen we also on www.radiodemocracy.sl where this na support from Osiwa and Africell. Same way so you can listen we on Radio Shalom 89.5 na Kwenadugu, Radio Malen 88.5 and Radio 1J na Pujon District, Radio Colenten 90.0 Cambia, Radio Moa 105.5 na Kailaun District, and Voice of Karine 98.0 na Karine District. You will listen can be part of the program through we text message to the Africell number 077-981-981. The program now Good Morning Salone and it come to you from 98.1 FM. Well, as soon as I hear from a headline this morning, we get the pleasure to get the ACC Commissioner Francis Ben Kaifala. We go talk about what he don't do, challenges them, and waiting he don't do for improve on corruption at the country as he don't 2 years now office. Good morning and welcome to the program, Mr. Commissioner.
Very good morning to you, Asma. Very good morning to you, Mabel.
All right, continue for the between. The program will come to you shortly.
The first issue we look at the program this Monday morning. Now, outside the president for the Salone Association of Journalists, Laj, Ahmed Sahid Nazgala, don't say they bought 85,000 euro support where they don't get from the European Union. Then we use them for address issue them we get for do with fake news and misinformation about the coronavirus to the public. Well, Ahmed Sahid Nazgala same way so say then go implement these projects na different radio station and television station them na the country with support from IRN for the next 3 months where it say we don't start inside this June and go end inside August this year. It talk more about this money and how they go use them now this interview with Princess Pias.
This project come about for Sludge. We be the where the CCA starts. We be no say we have got the challenge of misinformation and fake news. They undermine the faith and also they undermine we work as journalists there. And we'll be taking some very serious challenge we'll get for the sick, and we'll do a proposal and send and go to the EU. And fortunately, the EU said when they think along the same lines and they say how they will support the government of Sierra Leone in efforts for defeat coronavirus. And then find out say if they can help in that area, they also fight fake news and make people and get the correct information on COVID-19. That will be a good thing. So that's what we take for come about the project we get for the Corupa meeting, and we'll discuss the issues then, and finally we'll reach an agreement and sign the contract of 85,000 euros for 3 months program.
Okay, now that they don't go na this couple, basically what's in some of the thing on get for do with this couple then don't go na
the program, because the program na simulcast program, a TV, a radio and TV simulcast program, and IRN on the platform. So they use the national televisions then and also the radio stations they will on the IRN. And we basically get for the identify, check and fact check at the bank for counter main fake news that will go around COVID-19. In all they affect Salone, they affect the one world, but specifically it's not for Salone, and that's basically what you go for to do. And also we go for involve many stakeholders then. We go for involve the journalists then, we go for involve government officials then, political parties, medical practitioners then, civil society people then, young people then, women then, bloggers, opinion makers, multipliers, people influencers. We go for involve them all because we will play a part because this now a situation where we now we go for change the behavior of people for let them believe say COVID-19 day and let them look for put their attention but then fake thing away they pass around and fake news then rumors and then they will unbug the faith and let them also contribute and obey the measures that the government put in place so that at the end of the day we will contribute for defeating disease.
When will you start for implement this project?
The program already starts. Where the program they go now on Wednesdays and Saturdays. On Wednesdays it will be at 2 p.m. every Wednesday we get time. Then also they get time on Saturdays 12 p.m.
Okay, now you say this now a project where like this guy for debunk fake news, and now this now couple where plenty people go the OPI for watch. So now as the association where them go this couple, and una say una get for work with different TV stations them and radio station them. Una ensure so una monitor for say the projects be implemented and serve the right purpose where una get support for.
Definitely we'll get the platform. I already not a new platform. It done over the years. Proof say then a very credible platform and then they go far and wide. They get a monitoring mechanism in place where they always for check whether the radio stations and they play them or whether the TV stations and they cover get people in place where they do that. So we go for monitor and after every month we go for evaluate the program and see if they get the impact because the focus of the EU now for make sure say the people in participate by this program here. They want participation. They want for the local people for the ordinary people when they then get the denial. And then for take ownership of the fight. They not take ownership of the fight, definitely will not go for defeat COVID-19. But it's very important to we, not only because of the money. People don't go about the money now, so high sounding amount. But the issue of fake news is very serious in every other national endeavor. Fake news undermine every effort for develop this country. We also take them very dearly because one of the colleagues through them kind of there he lost his wife. And that money they all really talk about so like 85,000 euros. So they go to sludge, they can't have your account, but now basically you have to go to the media houses there.
So at the end of this project, what one are you hope for achieve?
Well, we hope for achieve media literacy of the public, let the public understand what's in fake news and let them become responsible. Then the one they will engage in the kind of activity there, then bad thing there, let them stop and also people are going to know with information and the correct information, which one are the false one and how to check and make sure they pay attention to the correct information.
Well, that's Ahmed Sahid Nazgala, Wayne, the president for the Salone Association of Journalists, LAJ. If they talk about interview with Princess Pias for Sika, the about 85,000 euro support where EU gives LAJ this BNTM for help and the fight against the coronavirus, especially so for help inform people getting the correct information about the disease.
Well, we continue with the program. 7:38 now the time from the studio clock. We come over to the studio guest when at the ACC commissioner this morning they are for talk about things them we don't do, the challenges them as a 2-year in office. Well, like I say earlier, Mr. Commissioner, always a pleasure for getting you at the program. Good morning once more.
Same.
Okay, 2 years as ACC Commissioner, how it don't turn like for you?
Well, it's been an amazing journey. Again, ups and downs, but mostly there have been really good things happening. I don't enjoy the support of His Excellency the President. I don't enjoy the support of the people of Sierra Leone. I don't enjoy the buying and support of the staff of the ACC. And we don't do a lot of things in these 2 years where sometimes I even feel like I don't did it for 5 years because of the volume of things we've done, the areas we have impacted, the kinds of feedback we are getting globally, internationally and locally, and of course generally how the corruption perception inside the country they go. But it's been a really amazing experience, and I continue to thank the President and people of Sierra Leone for their confidence for appointing me as Commissioner.
You don't talk about the impacts, the feedback we don't get both locally and internationally. You feel like say una don't do well inside the last 2 years. The ACC, as we all know, they for fight and control corruption since they established the acts inside 2000 and they established inside 2001. And we don't see review of this act. The last one will be 2019. We USF take the acts in Parliament, with Parliament review them. So waiting at the success system we you don't make from that same day to now.
Well, like I say, a lot don't happen. If we take them one by one and unbundle them, we'll be able to understand what did happen. Firstly, Yes, indeed. One of the things we do now that when I become commissioner, we realize certain changes that be needed for become to the act, so that we will establish a special court for corruption with functional now and even more efficiently, and the results are coming in faster than we thought. Similarly, when it comes to investigations, we investigate more cases. I mean, far more cases now than before. General perception, government effort in the fight against corruption, Transparency International, we jumped 10 places at once. We scored the highest score ever. Similarly, other places like Freedom House, all those ones. Locally, we do other, we see Corruption Commission for report corruption, which is something which is really unprecedented. Corruption perception was as low as 19% in 2017. So for us to have a 92% jump is something which is really appreciated, and we thank the people for all the support there.
So inside we don't talk about, so the same way you've been just take up office as commissioner at the Anti-Corruption Commission, one part your main focus, you been say you want for recover money them where according to you na go fair not say people been corruptly take,
yes,
and make them use way supposed for be money for all man.
Yes.
So inside the past 2 years, now waiting you don't do towards achieving that. You don't get that
the recovery rate they chase 25 billion as at now. As you know, we don't hand over some amounts to the president twice. We get some who don't collect. Fight against corruption, as I always don't say, it's not just about getting people to go to court and get conviction or not conviction. It's about going after the asset and recovering it, and you put it back. That is the strength of the fight against corruption. That is why the strength of the fight against corruption really for rests with the institution where they fight against corruption. If you rely on other partners, sometimes it can become difficult. But yes, we rely on other partners, but we diversify the fight so that we'll be able to get results coming from different directions. In one area, we don't become really impactful. Even all over Africa, they are trying to come and study what we are doing. And for care and go and try for apply in their own countries is asset recovery, which we are working on.
So this 2.5 billion where we talk about now physical cash where people being used, or it come as a result of the cases the money be done they settle out of court.
No, not the 2.5 billion, 25 billion.
25 billion.
Yes.
It come as a result of physical cash where people be don't go keep something at bank, or now out of court settlements and charges them where they be don't they make pan some people where be don't do put on bank.
The 2.5 billion are physical undiluted cash. People then we don't involve in corruption, we will go after them, we investigate, we find out, and we see say this person here the best. It not include the assets they will recover, we not to cash. It also not include the fines they will recover from court, because of course now fines they don't increase as well. We they get cases whereby we they get in one case we they get over 500 million cash, 500 million fines now imposed by the court. So, but all that is not included in this money where they talk. So if you look at the overall portfolio of recovery, we are talking about several millions of dollars worth of assets. But with a limit now to the undiluted cash, liquid cash we will take from the corrupt and we will give back to the system.
Mr. Commissioner, like we maybe asked earlier, one of your strategy them we been come, you say you want to recover the funds from corrupt people. But some people also don't challenge you, say that's not the best way, because many time waiting the people in kingdom allege say don't take from the state, not to in the normally pay back.
Which is incorrect.
To the ACC. So you think say this strategy are now correct strategy?
In fact, what you would do, sometimes we recover more than the person. We investigate first. We establish how much this person take. In most cases, we even recover from the person more than the amount who actually be done already set say in this person here take. So for example, nobody know the way we don't do recovery with we thief $2 billion and we tell her for pay $1 million. Usually the total volume of recovery, if we have 5, we divide it in such a way that we have 5 pay back either equal to the amount which is alleged to have been taken from the state or more than it. So I hear people and they say that people that they pay below, no, nobody has paid below. We always investigate, establish an anchor. After that anchor, we negotiate either above or equal to the amount that was taken by the person. But also, let's look at the advantage of this. As I sit here, we have over 35 cases in court. So we are not going to clog the court with every case. These are direct cases where we see, say, sometimes the evidence is such that the evidence is not such that we were able 100% rely on the courts for be able to achieve conviction. So instead of going to court and losing the case, or otherwise just going to court to take chances that are probably less than 50%, it's better for us to recover. It is a win situation for the country, it's a win-win situation for the commission, it's a win-win situation for the people of Sierra Leone, because this money will recover, now the people will give back. Or that will go to court and the court not give. But also look at this situation, where you go to court and the court convict the person, and the fine is not really commensurate to the kind of offense so it commit. It's a loss for the country. The resources so they use for fight corruption are enormous, are huge. We spend a lot of money in fighting corruption. So if you go somebody, but beyond that, even the resources poured in fighting corruption, my salary, for example, the salary of the staff at the ACC, the running cost of the ACC, all these are monies that are coming from the citizens, and they have to well account for. So what we are doing at the ACC is to create a complete balance that is consistent with international standards. The reason why people were shocked about all this happening in Sierra Leone, because it was not happening on the scale which they knew it to happen. But if you go to other countries, Nigeria, for example, non-conviction-based asset recovery is the strength of their fight against corruption. That is what they do. They go after the money, you go after the resources, you go after the assets. Going after the person is not always the best of solutions, to be honest, because sometimes it does not end up getting a conviction, it does not end up getting a good result, and the country loses all around. But in Sierra Leone, we are winning all around, and that is what I am focused on. This is a result-oriented anti-corruption fight, and the results are there, and that is why we are bringing it to the people to understand that everything we are doing is in their best interest.
Most of them recoveries here we just talk about, so we don't take them money back. Now people them way society they classify as high profile, people them way like being put on corrupt practice according to the commission. So inside the past 2 years, now how many of then kind case here we see the Anti-Corruption Commission being prosecuted, where you talk about high profile cases?
Wait, prosecution or for recovery?
Both recoveries and prosecution, we wanna been look into and say these are the number of people and we wanna know say we don't work now big office them but being misused the country money.
No, the numbers are high. Maybe we get several people. We get over 100 people who don't either investigate, conclude the investigation, don't do recovery, or we don't charge to court. Don't forget, I have told you in 2019 alone there were 16 convictions out of 20. And if you look at that kind of statistics that you compare to 2018 as well, there is a similar statistics coming from 2018. Even better in 2018, because 2018 there was 100% conviction. So I can't give you an exact amount of people, but I'm telling you it's people going over the hundreds who are engaging in corruption, who have either paid back, and by the way, some are still paying. Even last week, somebody paid 300 million cash to the commission.
Commissioner, the issue of delay in cases, earlier we start for talk, you talk about now, when I don't get, 5 days, get judges, then I have to look at corruption cases then.
Yes, please.
So when you look at the rates at which now corruption matters they be dealt with in the court, and also the relationship with the court, because commissioners after commissioner they always can blame courts for delay in cases. In your own case now, you think say they see delay in cases now?
No, that is what I'm saying. When I came in, I see the fight against corruption as the production line. The investigation is the down end stream of the production, and the courts are the up end stream of the production. Even in modern economics, when you want to do that, they acquire throughout the production line so that things will move faster. So since we already began control over the down end production line, we know the investigation aspect of it, we also try for work with the judiciary for do something about the up end production line. That for make sure say there is a court which does not deal with other cases, which other cases do not like. We don't have land cases there, we don't have other criminal cases there, we don't have all the rape cases there, we only have anti-corruption cases.
And that's so
the production line is now so clear that things are moving faster and more efficiently.
Right.
So I can tell you, and it's producing effect. Recently, Carl do a survey as to what is happening with anti-corruption cases now comparatively with what was happening to anti-corruption cases before. And the result is that things are moving more efficiently and faster, because we even get our own registry now.
Right.
So we don't have to file in the normal, usual judicial registry. although not part of the normal judicial registry. So, but with the file in we own court, by the time you remember, the case is coming off the next day, and then things are moving faster.
If things are moving faster, Commissioner, wait till you go talk about cases them we don't take over 6 years in a court. Like for example, the 50th anniversary case. Another case they one believe say, Ambassador, the IMC former IMC commissioner in case them is still not done the hearing bottom.
No, former IMC in case we don't decide long term. Yes, it was decided. The matter was proceeded before Justice Samba. There was some people convicted in that case, but the ambassador himself was freed.
All
so
right,
that case they don't decide.
Okay,
so that is what I'm telling you.
The
50th anniversary case is a case that came up before we cleared up the production line.
Okay.
But the cases that came up before the production line, almost all of them are moving faster, including the ambassador case. We don't determine long.
So waiting don't happen now to the 50th anniversary case.
The 50th anniversary case, the problem we have with it is it proceeded before Justice Cham. And Justice Cham did not deliver the judgment until he left. But recently, I engaged the current Chief Justice, where we contact Justice Cham, and Justice Cham don't assure we say he will make available the judgment within the soonest possible time. So we are working on it. But that kind of case, then they will start 8 years, 7 years before me come as commissioner. Really, it's not a case which I had control over. But I am doing my best to make sure, say, there is a finality and conclusion to all of them. Like this wire, me and the current Chief Justice, Justice Edwards, don't talk with Justice Cham, and he's been very cooperative. I don't tell you, say, Ingo doing best for better judgment they come out. But Justice Cham is no longer in the judiciary, but he is the one who that matter proceeded before, and he is the one who.
So if first he don't left the judiciary, paper no, the documents no, we go show say this possibly don't, this case be done day before, and then go to other judge.
No, he not go before the other judge because he had withdrawn the fine for judgment.
Okay.
So if you don't hear all the testimony, the case don't conclude a long time ago. It's just for him to now write the judgment and ensure that it's delivered. So like now, he does not have to deliver it. He can provide it and another judge can read out the judgment of the court. But you cannot, one judge not go hear a case and another judge go write the judgment. You know proper. It can be the same person because now you don't get a feel of the evidence, now you don't get the feel of the environment in which things happen, now you don't take the testimonies, now you understand the file better, and now you're supposed to write the judgment.
All right, continue further with Winner, the program commissioner Francis Benkaifala. We go come back to you with a look at other issues at the program now. Also, the mayor for the Freetown City Council, Her Worship Yvonne Akisoya, say because of the coronavirus, we dey now at the county, FCC don't reduce the property rates from 15% to 5% so till September 30 this year, when are the deadline for the people we get property paid in rate here. Well, Yvonne Akisoya talk this inside one interview with Theory Democracy, where if they talk about this property rates, we council don't begin for collect from people we get property in a Freetown. It talk more to Kabia inside this interview.
Property rates now wetin you will consider like a tax way now local councils then the levy for people then we get property in the municipality or then district as the case may be, and the property rate is based on evaluation, and city council been on the use one system way on day for the past 24 years. They really not do much by way of reviewing them or increasing them over the last 24 years. So when I come into office, now two things been strike me. Number one, the facts say we only get 57,000 properties them na the database where we know say this is a city of 1.2 million. So properties that they we guess if nobody contribute, they not they pay their own property rate. Then two, the system na be a system we don't do for long, and a system we based mainly on the area that are the size of the property, not taking into consideration the property own relative value. So we embark on this process we don't do on for over 1 year for let we reform the property rate. We want to make sure all properties them paid and way, because you don't always say that the main source of revenue for council and waiting